Hey guys, welcome back. Week 3 already. Hard to believe, but we're getting back at it. I'll try and keep this video brief, but we are attempting some much different stuff from the past 2 weeks, so please do give it a full watch so you know what's going on. First full week this week, Monday through Friday. Monday, the 20th, we're going to start with something pretty easy, but it should have a really, really cool impact. So if you go to the classwork stream or the classwork tab at the top of our Google Classroom page, you're going to click on assignment 5.1, email a staff member. This is totally up to you. It's pretty low key. It's just this, you're going to get this attachment. You're going to read through it. It's just this one page. But basically, what I'm asking you to do is you are going to pick one staff member from the school. I say that because it doesn't have to be a teacher. Obviously, it can be, but it could be administration, counselor, um, support staff, anything else. You're going to pick a staff member from the high school that had a positive impact on you at some point this school year, and you're just going to write them a nice email. I have some suggestions in here as to what you might want to include. I don't want you asking about grades or assignments if it is a teacher. I just strictly want this to be like a, hey, how are you doing? Thanks for what you're doing. Keep it up. You're doing great type email. You can include stuff like stuff in here that I've highlighted, ideas about what you've been doing with your time off, if you've learned anything new or fun, like a new game or done something with your family. You could even maybe include a meme as long as it's appropriate. And then, there's really countless possibilities here. I just want you to check in and basically let a staff member know that you're thinking about them because regardless of who you are or where you come from or what you do, these are strange and weird times, and I think we could all use just a nice little reminder that someone's thinking about us. So if you click on this link in the middle of the document, that's going to take you to the district website, and you're going to get the staff directory. It usually takes a few seconds to pop up, so give it that time, but then it is alphabetized by the staff member's last name. And then you just scroll over all the way to the side and you see their email. And what you could do is just simply highlight it and then copy, open up a fresh email, and then paste it in there and go from there. Few other notes on this. You do not need to attach, or I don't need to see the email in any way, shape, or form. So all you need to do is just send that email, and then all I want you to do with the assignment is just click submit. So it's going to look like any other assignment we've done in Google Classroom, and you need to click that submit button to show you're done. You're not adding anything to that assignment. You're just going to click submit, and then that's going to be your way of showing me that, hey, I've done this. We're good to go. You can send as many as you want, like I say down here, but I'm only asking that you do at least one. But feel free to do any more that you would like to. You can do anybody. It's just a nice thing that I think we could all do, and I think you will see how rewarding it'll be. It'll definitely make someone's day, and that is extremely important at times like these. So that is our Monday goal. You'll be able to read more stuff as to our attachment here, exactly the details, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to be spending on the same thing. This is a bit of a lighter week this week. So we are going to be going to assignment number 6, which is break questions. This is to just get you writing and thinking about your time off and your experience so far. Notice the bolded directions. I'd like at least 3 full sentences with each question. There's 8 questions, so that means 4 questions a day. In the half an hour time you're supposed to be giving to the class, that is more than enough time to write answers to 4 questions. And they're all about you and what you've done. So there's no wrong answer as long as you're practicing good sentence structure, spelling, punctuation, and you're just giving me some honest, responses and some details. So 4 questions on one day, and then 5 through 8, the other 4 on the next day, Wednesday. You can be as detailed or as broad as you would like, depending on how you're feeling about everything, but just be honest. I'm not going to share it with anybody. Just like to read through and kind of see where you're at, what you're thinking. And I think that's kind of a good exercise for everybody. So that is Tuesday through Wednesday, pretty light first 3 days of the week. We get to Thursday, which is already our 12th day of e-learning. That's kind of hard to believe. You're going to get assignment number 7, which is just titled Main Idea. So if you open that, it is going to look like this. Here we go. So main idea. We are going to be working on a Melcon writing assignment next week, week 4. With that in mind, I wanted to give us some refreshers on how we're writing our main idea sentence at the beginning of a Melcon, and then I'll talk about the theme in a minute as well. But what we are looking at here is just some instructions. We have those 4 different parts, our topic, verb, position, reason. Hopefully that sounds familiar to you. Those are just the 4 parts of our one main idea sentence. So this is just a little outline of what you are including in each part. Topic, what you're talking about. So if we're talking about a story, which we will be, you're just introducing that you're talking about the story. Verb, we've talked about passive and active verbs. A lot of the times our verb in a Melcon prompt is going to be something like is. It's a passive verb where you're not seeing someone perform an action, but it's just the action of being. So that is fine. We have our position next. So this is your judgment or your thought or your answer on the question. This is answering the prompt question. And then your reason. Remember, we usually, not always, but most of the time, are using because to get to our reason. So this is my answer because, and then you explain why that answer is right. You're giving some support. And that support should connect to our evidences later on in our Melcon, but we'll get to that when we cross that. Directions for the actual assignment, so that's just a brief reminder. You are using the sentence starters, so this is the beginning of a sentence. Notice you're filling in the reason. We just talked about that, so we're oftentimes going to have the because and then you're explaining why. So as long as you can give me a full sentence that's explaining why that connects to the beginning of this sentence stem, you're going to be looking in good shape on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to 10. For the last 5, you have a little bit shorter sentence stem, so you are giving the position and the reason. So you're answering the question and then giving a because why. So that is our goal for Thursday. We are going to be knocking that out. We've done something similar to this before. This is like the toolbox thing where we had the choice of what type of skill we were working on before we got to our Melcon that we worked on earlier in the year. So same idea here. We're just all getting a chance to hone our main idea skills because it's been a while. This is what this is going to accomplish. And then going back to our schedule for Friday, the 24th, we are doing a similar activity, except this time it is theme. So looking at that, so we get that to load. Yep, here we go. Rules of theme. So remember, we have 7 rules. We hit these very hard in first semester, and I think we've checked up on them time and time again, but it's been a while. So once again, we have these 7 rules when you're writing a theme statement. Complete sentence, general. So we're not talking about specific characters. It is a lesson about life, so it's general and broad. You're not talking to the reader, so you shouldn't be telling the reader what to do. Avoid absolutes. So I should not see any never or always, something in between, sometimes, maybe. That gives you the chance to always be right, because whether it is or is not the case, you're right, because you said sometimes or maybe. Rule 5, central and unifying. This basically just means that it's important. You're not focusing on a detail from the story, you're focusing on a big idea. Don't make it a moral or a lesson. So one kind of ties in with our rule number 3. You're not telling the reader what to do or what to think. You're just making an observation about life, like we see here. And then no cliches. No early bird gets the worm. Never judge a book by its cover. You've heard them all. Going into the directions for the actual assignment. For our first 6, you are reading the statement and you are telling me if it's good, that means it has broken none of the rules, or if it breaks a rule. You're not just saying breaks a rule. You're telling me which of the 7 rules it breaks. So you could just type in rule 4 if that's the one that it's breaking. So the points on that is going to be based on whether you're right or wrong. And then we have 5 little passages on our second page. and you are just writing a one-sentence theme statement on each passage. So you are applying what you know about theme and how to write a theme to each of these little stories. So it's just one sentence, and you're following those rules that we have up here to make a theme statement. So as long as you follow those rules and aren't breaking them, and then also have a theme that is even vaguely related to the little story that you get, you will be good to go. And that is essentially our week. It is a lighter week. I want to commend you all for how you've been doing with the annotating and the answering of the questions with those short stories and those articles. That's key. We're replicating those skills. I know some of you might be like, oh, like I'm getting a little bored with some of my classes, whether it's this or any other class. And I get it, but the state has told us that we have to be practicing the same skills. We can't try new skills because it's not fair for those of us who are coming from different technology situations, different time situations, and different responsibilities. So we are just honing the same skills, but we're using different texts to help us replicate those and improve. Some other notes before I let you go. Remember, do these in order. Follow the directions on the assignments, so read the directions carefully. That should hopefully clear up any confusion on those. Continue watching these videos. I think they will be a big help to you. All assignments are due Friday, April 24th at midnight, so please make sure we do that. Email me. Here's my email. It is sprinkled all over the Google Classroom page if you need anything at all. And then we are no longer doing a Google form check-in, all right? I am tracking our checking in, present or absent checking in, based on the work you are doing. So if you're not doing any work, I can't mark you present. We're basically basing it off of who is engaging, who is trying, who's reaching out to me. So that is how you're going to be marked on that going forward. And then keep it up. I know this isn't easy. I know it's challenging for a variety of factors, but keep at it. I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself too. This is not easy, and there's so many people who have gone through high school that haven't had to deal with this. So the fact that you're doing this as a freshman is a huge, huge deal, and it says a lot about you and how great you're doing and how great you will continue to do in the future. A few more notes before I log off. I just want to reiterate, we have some discrepancies on our incomplete versus passing the semester. Just because you have a letter grade that you're happy with doesn't mean that you're going to pass the semester. You have to continue to do work. So if you have a good letter grade, but you don't do hardly any of the work the rest of the semester, you will likely end up with an incomplete, which means you'll have to make up some work over the summer, or you will have your incomplete semester grade turn into a failing grade instead of a pass. None of us want that. So if you're behind, talk to me, all right? I do not know what's going on with you if you do not talk to me. It's hard to do that in school, let alone when we're away from each other. So please, please, please reach out with anything at all. Whether you're behind, whether you're confused, whether you have a question, let me know what I can do to help. I am at my computer from 9 to 2, Monday through Friday, every school day. I'm usually there other times as well, but I'm guaranteed to be there during that time. So those are the best times to reach out to me, but reach out whenever. If I have the time when I'm away from the computer, I'll try and get back and answer your question right away. If not, I'll get back to you the next morning at the latest. If you have late work, get it in, all right? Do not worry about it being late, but just get it in and get it in as soon as possible, and we will be fine. We'll find a way to make that work. Talk to me about it if you need to. Continue to email. A lot of you have been using the private comments on the Google Classroom assignments. That has worked really well. And you can also see those on your assignment while you're working. So that might be a little easier for you as well. Keep that up. That's working really well. And I'm very happy with how that's going. The way I'm going to kind of be going from here is we're still going to have those due dates at the end of the week, Friday at midnight, like we've been having for the first 2 weeks and this week. And then usually Monday and Tuesday of the following week, that's when I'm going to enter all the grades in Classroom, get stuff back to you with comments, and then also enter it in Skyward. So you can expect to see those grades updated then. If you need it graded a little quicker for whatever reason, let me know and I can get that to you a little quicker whenever you need it by. But that's the way I've been going about doing it, and it's worked well so far. throughout the week, if you turn something in early, I do my best to try and look at stuff, leave some comments when I can. If you are turning something in and you want some feedback right away, let me know and I'll put that at the top of my pile. Otherwise, if I'm seeing something that's kind of glaring wrong, like it's a big deal, I'll get that back to you with some feedback and hopefully get you to redo that by the time the due date comes so you can just not worry about it anymore. That's all I got. Thanks again for all your hard work. Keep at it and reach out to me whenever, okay? I'm more than happy to talk to you, thinking about you guys, and keep at it. Have a good day.